Hello and welcome to another Matchday vlog from the Honest Football Podcast. I'm Craig Savage and with me is Daniel Cody, and Charlie Betts is not here today.
More on that later.
More on that later. But we are going to Northampton Town versus Derby County in the FA Cup fourth round.
We are.
This is the third FA Cup game, the whole podcast, shall I say?
Yes.
I've been to. We went to Tranmere versus Wickham. You can check that out on the playlist. We've been to, obviously, Watford versus Tranmere in the third round.
Which was an incredible FA Cup tie.
Well, let's quickly go back. The replay was, well, at the time this goes out,
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Tranmere beat Watford 2-1, sorry, not 1-0.
2-1 after extra time. And they've got Manchester United tomorrow as this comes out.
Yes.
Live on TV. Finally getting a televised tie they deserve. So hopefully they'll do well in that
Well,
one.
they had a televised tie before with
yes.
in the second round. But I generally think Tranmere will beat Manchester United.
And you're a Manchester United fan, so
I
you
know,
should know
and
well.
United are terrible at the moment. But moving on to tonight's game, Northampton versus Derby.
A few things I'm looking forward to tonight. You're obviously probably, as a United fan, looking forward to seeing Wayne Rooney in action, which I got to see last weekend.
He better play.
So I got to see Derby last weekend because we went up for Nottingham Forest Luton. Again, vlogs in the eye above.
Yeah.
But I watched Derby v Hull the day before I was there. Wayne Rooney, Tom Huddleston, the passing masterclass in midfield was unbelievable. But Northampton obviously in pretty good form as well. We interviewed Chris Lyons last week, who'll probably start tonight. Scored last weekend in a 4-1 win. Both sides in really good form at the moment.
Yeah, Northampton unbeaten at home in 10,
yes.
I believe. So.
A few big wins in there as well. Derby play the Dutch style football, or are trying to, sometimes a little bit slower tempo than it should be.
Do you think they've had a slow start, Derby, under Philip Cocu?
Yeah, they seem to be getting the grips with it, and more importantly, they've got some of the players that suit it now. The likes of Huddleston and Wayne Rooney are players that can do that. Waghorn led the line brilliantly last weekend, so I'm interested to see if that continues. But it didn't look too much of a goal threat, and I think that's what Northampton will be hedging their bets on, if anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Should
Jack Marriott as well, at top as well, if he's fit.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if he'll get a game today. Only 6 days since the last one, so I'm not sure that he'll be fit. A couple of other former Luton players we might have seen. Curtis Davis could play.
Oh, yes.
He was on the bench last
Luton
weekend.
legend, by the way. Luton legend.
Another one, Alan McCormack, back-to-back promotions, now at Northampton.
Yes.
Just fighting to be back from injury for tonight, but it'll be such a boost for them if he is, because he is a proper anchor man. A bit of that shithousery in the middle that you like to see.
Oh yeah, someone's get in the faces. Especially, it would be a good battle if Huddleston plays in the centre with McCormack. And even Wayne Rooney probably sits off Waghorn as well.
Probably for both teams, there's a lot of experience in the side, so it's going to be interesting in that regard. I think we should address the elephant in the room now, should we? Which is, why is Charlie Betts not here?
Yes.
And I think it's fair to say, if we were reviewing Charlie Betts, the voice of the people.
The voice and the face.
The face of the people. Now the host of the people, as you'll find out soon.
Yeah, he's now running for but he's
also the least organised man you'll ever meet.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Considering he's a teacher, he's the most least organised man in the world.
And he is in Bedford at a junior school tournament, I believe.
Yes,
which has overrun by 2 hours.
Yes, it's now, at the time of this recording, it's 6:20.
And he is still there.
He's still in Bedford.
Having to come back to Luton with the school kids.
Yes.
And then try and get to Northampton, which he's going to give up on, basically.
He's given up. He's bottled it again. And
so hopefully we can give someone a ticket and make their night if they haven't got one.
Oh yeah, if you obviously we could put it out on Twitter.
Yeah, so we'll put it out on Twitter. If you need a ticket, hopefully we will have given it out to someone.
Yeah, we're not ticket touts. We do have a spare ticket.
Yes, we're not going to try and overcharge for it.
No.
Quick score prediction, Craig, before we finish.
Well, the FA Cup is bringing back the cup sets.
Yes.
I can see another cup set.
Well, you said you fancy a Northampton win, don't you?
I do think they'll win 2-1.
You think they're going to win 2-1?
But Wayne Rooney to score.
I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to say Northampton 2, Derby 2, which I know is a little bit contradictory after saying Derby aren't a goal threat, but I think we're going to get a replay and hopefully, for me, a trip to Derby in about 10 days' time.
Half time, 0-0. Eventful-ish.
Eventful first 15 minutes, probably a bit quiet after that. We'll run through all the chances in detail at the end when you can actually hear us properly, because there's a remarkably loud child's penalty shootout going on at the moment. But otherwise, Northampton's still in it, slightly edge of the game.
Very direct.
But you just fear that it might go the same way as most other FA Cup ties in the second half. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think they might tire out with a long ball.
Yeah, score prediction, are you still sticking with a Northampton win, or are you less confident now?
I think it'll be 1 goal in it.
I certainly don't think it's going to be 2-2 now, so I'd probably edge 1-0 Derby, unfortunately, as well. But a good half of football.
in the FA Cup 4th round, it's Northampton 0, Derby County 0. And that is it for today's podcast. I'm just joking.
We're not far off though.
Very uneventful game. Not a lot of match action.
No, well, none.
It started quite well in the first 5 minutes.
5 minutes, Northampton had 2 very good chances.
Hit the top of the bar.
Oliver hit the bar, had another good chance a couple of minutes later, which didn't really catch. That was about it for the first half.
That was about it for the first half.
To be fair, no, we missed one thing. There was one long ball over the top where Marriott got in behind, and I would argue debatable, maybe red card.
I think it was
it was a skipper. Charlie could have ended up getting man of the match in the end, didn't he?
I tell you what, I've seen him give him.
He's the long throw specialist. He caused a lot of their threat in the second half as well.
I can understand why he was man of the match. I thought Curtis Davis is in a similar position to what.
But it never goes to the big team, does it?
No, but I thought he had an excellent game, Curtis Davis, for his experience.
Agreed. Second half, and that's
What happened? Keeper nearly fumbled into his own net.
To be fair, Derby had 10 good minutes at the start of the half, but again didn't create anything. I think we've got to mention at this point, which is the key stat for today, Derby County came away to a League 2 side and didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But
it's
to be honest,
bad.
Northampton only had 1 shot on target. That's the
yes, but they did it at the bar as well. And to be fair, they got into a lot of good crossing position and things, but they couldn't deliver. Wasn't the right delivery. And there was only one to aim at.
To be honest, all Northampton did was just hoof it over the top. Charlie caused pressure at the 2 centre halves of Derby.
It did. The first half, the direct style really caused trouble with Derby, and I saw Northampton do it against Crewe when they won 4-1 earlier in the year. And again, the direct style was so effective against the back four sometimes.
Yeah, but I think Derby kind of sussed it out with not much quality. I think the time they got the ball out wide, the crosses weren't great.
Yes.
And similar for Derby as well, they got the ball wide when there was a lot of space for when the 2 wing backs got forward.
Yeah, agreed.
And they didn't create anything after. No. They got to the 18-yard box and didn't want to shoot. No. And I can understand Derby fans were getting frustrated.
And even when Waghorn came on the target man towards the end, and they wouldn't put a ball in the box. No. It was baffling.
I couldn't work out. I think Derby fans got frustrated.
Yeah.
They wanted to go forward a bit more quicker. They slowed down quite a lot when they didn't really need to.
And as a Manchester United fan, moving it on a bit, Craig, Wayne Rooney watch.
It's very nice to see.
Played in a holding role.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Wasn't an idea for a small pitch where there wasn't much time on the ball.
Tight. And it wasn't a game for centre midfielders, to be honest.
No.
Clearly wasn't.
The midfield was bypassed and
and to be honest, that was pretty much the game, and it wasn't great. It's the first 0-0 we've had as a vlog, and it's probably one of the worst 0-0s I've ever seen in my life. It
wasn't a great game. Quick side note for us as Luton boys, obviously, a few former players in action: Curtis Davis,
yes,
Jack Marriott, Chris Martin, anonymous.
Yeah.
And Michael Harriman for Northampton, right back.
So
a few Luton connections there. Unfortunately, not Alan McCormack, which I was looking forward to. And Chris Lyons, who we interviewed last week, put in a very good display in centre midfield for Northampton.
Just going on to Derby, obviously the next game for Derby is away at Luton Town.
So I will have seen 3 games in a row for Derby.
Yes, and your thoughts how Luton should play it on Tuesday?
Direct 3 attackers high up the pitch. Try and cause problems because they look a bit vulnerable at back. If you give them time in the middle of the pitch, the likes of Huddleston and Rooney will cause chaos.
Yeah,
I presume Huddleston will be back for Tuesday.
I think if you put pressure on the goalkeeper if they're doing the back pass.
He wasn't great. He was a bit dodgy at his feet. We didn't mention that actually. Can we move on to post game?
Post game, yes. We are currently stuck in traffic on the M1.
Well, I want to talk about before the M1. I want to talk about getting out of the car park because Northampton Saints Rugby and Northampton Town Football Club in a massive FA Cup tie on the same night at the same time.
Which is not ideal.
So it took us, correct me if I'm wrong, 35 minutes to get to the M1.
Yes.
And we have now moved about 300 yards in 10 minutes.
Yes, because there is a lane closure. It could be roadworks. I don't know. I'm not really a trap update guy.
If anyone wants to let us know what was causing our delay, please let us know down in the comments. But it looks like we're going for a post-midnight finish.
Post-midnight finish, and we've both got work tomorrow, so I don't think we're going to make it at the moment.
And well done to Charlie Betts for spending £22, not counting to the attendance, not turning up, and missing out on this lovely 2.5 hour travel.
Yeah. And that is it for tonight's Match Day vlog. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter @HonestFootball3, and we'll see you in the next one.